Alright, so this is where we are as of Monday morning. On Saturday morning I had my mate Mitch come around and we fit up these bulkheads and filleted them in all the way around. And filleted them to the cross pieces as well. So now this morning's job is to go around and sand all these fillets smooth and get them ready to tab them in with fiberglass. Okay, these are all sanded now and wiped down with acetone. I've just knocked all the high spots off so they're nice and smooth now. And now we'll go around and start tabbing them, and I'll show you what we're doing that with. Okay, so this is the tabbing here. So this is a 450 gram double bias cloth with a 225 chop strand matting on the back of it. So that'll go around the perimeter of each of the bulkheads. And then I've got these wider pieces here that will actually go over the top of the pole going through the hull, and that will tab that to the bulkhead. So looks like we're going to miss the rain at the moment, so I might get into mixing up some resin and we'll start putting these in. Okay, each of those are all tabbed in now, all around the edges. I'll just let all those set up first, let them all dry off, and then I'll go over and do the big ones that will go from up the top here, around the top of that, and down onto the bulkhead there. We'll do that on all 4 of the pipes, and those bulkheads are completely tabbed in. Alright guys, rain's been a bit of a pain in the butt today. I had to keep covering it up and pulling it off, so it got a bit hard with the camera. But yeah, I think I got some footage. I've tabbed those in now. They're solid as, not going anywhere. These tabbing strips, I can already preempt some of the comments. They were only 90 millimeters wide, the whole strip. So that's not really big just for one layer of tabbing. Usually you'd go across with one more bigger piece over the top and tab all that in. These bulkheads aren't really for structure or anything like that. They're only just stuck in there to make compartments, so I'm not real worried. That 190mm strip, and again that's 450 double bias with a 225 chop on the back. Yeah, so that's just one layer of that, and they're not going anywhere. They're solid, they're stuck in there, and yeah, just on top of that, they're not actually structural for this boat. So yeah, after I tabbed all those in, I got Alicia to lay in here, and I put the board on the top, and she went in there and traced around the inside, and I cut out these deck pieces, and I've put an angle on it there because I'm going to have a join here. I've angled it back this way, so this one will have the angle in the opposite direction, so when I stand on that, it's not just a butt join that can flex. It's yeah, sort of chamfered together. Tomorrow's projects will be getting these storage holds ready for foam. So I've got to make a false floor in here just out of MDF and wrap it in plastic, and then just screw it in here Then we'll pour the foam down the sides and it'll expand up to the MDF and then squeeze out the sides wherever it needs to go. And then we'll take the MDF out and we'll be left with a foam floor in here that I have to start glassing in and tabbing in. So I've got to do it in that one, and in that one. And on this one, we have to make a false floor out of the actual decking, because I've got to try and work it around the deck drain there. Alrighty, so I've given each one of these compartments a bit of a rough sand out, just knocked down all the high spots. Now I've put some 300 chop strand mat in there. That's pretty much just to seal this bulkhead. I'm not sure how impervious this K-cell board is to water. I think it's pretty good, but I'll just put a layer of glass on it anyway. That'll further tab it into the hull anyway. But yeah, pretty much these sections here is where the foam's going to be filled up to, so that'll be all sealed in its own bit of glass there. Yeah, so I'll go through and wet all this out now and get it stuck in there. Once it sets, I've put some plastic on this board that I've made up, and it's just going to sit. This one's for here. It's just going to sit down in there, and I'll pour the foam down the sides of it, and the foam will rise and hit the bottom of that board and the plastic, and it'll make a nice flat surface for me to glass over, and that'll be the floor for the storage locker. Alrighty guys, got all this glassed in, so just that layer of 300 that I had sitting in the bottom there, it's all fin rolled out. It's in every one of those compartments now, so I'll just wait for that to set up, and then I can start putting the foam in. Once that's set up, I'll be able to manhandle that around it so it doesn't mess up the glass. And once I get it all in and it's nice and level, I'll just pour the pouring foam down the side of the piece of timber there wrapped in plastic, and it should expand all underneath that.